Good morning, beautiful people. It is Saturday. It is the weekend finally. Had a very long week, so I was very looking forward to this. I'm fasting at the moment, so I'm really hungry, really thirsty, and just want to pass the time. So I thought I would film a first impressions video on a foundation that I've had for a very long time now, for a year now, and I haven't tried it yet because I just didn't find a good occasion to try a Giorgio Armani foundation, you know? So before I really get into trying this, I thought I could basically just do a little, like, look at my bare skin type of thing, and then talk about what I look for in the foundation, and then go ahead and try on the foundation. So normally, my skin is quite red in this area here. As you can see, my nose is always red. Always. And I have little like specks and frecks here that tend to come out in sunlight. This little fella was not here yesterday, but here he is today. So yeah, got veins that show here. That little spot there is like a, I don't even know what to call this spot. It's like the red version of a beauty mark, I guess. So yeah, this is au natural. And what I tend to look for in a foundation, honestly, isn't coverage. I like light to medium. On a day-to-day, I just wear concealer. When I want to wear foundation, it's usually light to medium coverage, more like a skin tint type of thing. So I'm really interested in this foundation. It is a luminous silk foundation, and I'm not really sure what the coverage is supposed to be. Besides me liking little to medium coverage, I do love a luminous finish. I love a glowy finish. I love a skin-like finish. I'm definitely not a matte gal. My skin's already dry, so I don't want to have to pack on the moisture just to put on a matte foundation that I don't even like the finish for, you know? I don't really like the matte finish for myself. So I have big hopes for this. This is a bougier foundation, so I'm really excited. I decided to wear my hijab a little bit differently today to show a little bit more of my face, because I noticed in a lot of my videos I wear the hijab the way I normally would when I go out, and I tend to bring this forward a little bit, just kind of contour my face with my hijab. And so today I'm like, you know what, let me show a little bit more so I can really work with the foundation and the blender here. Let's see what we think. So I don't want to start with a lot. I do want to build it and see. And what I'm going to do is just put it on one side and kind of like do a compare and contrast. So let's see. So if anyone is thinking or considering getting this foundation, I'm gonna let you know what I think about it, and you'll see what it looks like on my skin. So I didn't put much at all, but you can definitely see a little bit of a difference. You can see how red my skin still is here and how more even it is on this side. Okay, I'm gonna pump a little bit more. Oh, okay, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. What do we think? I'm gonna go to the next side here. Let's cover that nose. Okay, so normally this coverage is more than enough for me. I wouldn't just wear this on a day-to-day. I'm sure if I build it up, this could get covered. Let's try it. This is the time to try it. This is the time to know. Just a little pump. I'm gonna judge it based on what it is. Luminous Silk Foundation. Is it luminous? Yes, but okay, as a base alone, I like it. It's not full coverage, definitely not full coverage, which, like I said earlier, I do prefer. It's definitely a little bit luminous. I wouldn't say luminous, like I'm not gonna say it's dewy. It's glowy. There is some some luminosity to it. Definitely on the glowier side. It's not matte, but it does give you a velvety finish. So I do feel like I look like it's a little matte, but like glowy matte, hence the velvet finish. I think this is a velvety finish where it's comfortable. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything on my face. It looks natural. I think if I went out like this, no one would even think that I'm wearing foundation. I truly don't think anybody would think that I'm wearing foundation. See, the one thing that I don't like about like foundations like this is it adds texture like this, like here. Like, why is it textured? You know, it wasn't like that before the foundation. Or if there was something there before the foundation, this foundation kind of enhanced it, like it clings onto your drier spots. That's my one thing. For a luminous foundation, like the goal is for it to be so luminous. You know what? Before I go there, maybe this doesn't claim to be hydrating, because my point was luminous foundation, it tends to be hydrating, therefore it doesn't cling to your dry spots. This I do feel does cling to my dry spots, which I can fix with a hydrating concealer. I can put a hydrating setting spray. Like I can work with it, but I don't want to have to work with it. You know what I mean? When I read Lumi or Luminous, whatever, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like this is not gonna dry me out. This, however, does feel like a velvet finish that clings to your drier spots, but still gives you that natural glow. So that is what this foundation is for my skin type. I will continue to try this. I will try this with concealer, bronzer, contour, like the full gig, just to really truly judge it. But as a base, it's pretty. Medium coverage, luminous, yes, velvety, comfortable, light. Yeah, first impressions, not bad. And one more thing, I'm just applying some concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camouflage Concealer, which is incredible. I mean, you can already see how glowier this area looks. Anyway, I noticed one thing, or I realized that I didn't need to set this foundation with any powder, which again brings me back to, are you hydrating? No. Does it claim to be? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read it on Sephora to see, does it claim to be hydrating? But usually luminous implies hydration. It implies that it's gonna be hydrating, it's gonna be dewy, luminous, you know, you're gonna look wet. You're supposed to look wet. So the fact that I didn't have to set my skin at all, that means you're a little bit drying. That means you are truly clinging to my dry spots. I think this foundation is good for those with oily skin that still like a dewy finish. That's what I think. I think this is good so that you don't have to pack on powder after. So if you're oily, obviously you probably use a lot more powder, and I think this foundation is good because you won't have to pack it on, but you still end up with that loomy glowy finish. Okay, now I'm done.